Here are top 10 richest places to visit. Number 10, Mumbai, $184.4 billion. Mumbai is home to what is likely the most expensive residence on earth, Ambani's $1 billion 27-story palace. It was also the site of one of the biggest, costliest weddings ever, again courtesy of Ambani. He hosted the week-long blockbuster celebration for his daughter Isha and the son of fellow billionaire AJ Piramal in December 2018. Number 9, Seoul, $99.9 billion. All but one of South Korea's billionaires reside in its biggest city, and all of South Korean citizens, Seoul's richest people, control the nation's biggest businesses, including global powerhouses Samsung and Hyundai. South Korea is also the world's fourth largest online gaming market, over $5.7 billion in revenue per Newzoo, and the sector has produced 5 Seoul billionaires, including MapleStory maker Kim Jong-ju. Shenzhen, $190.5 billion. Designated as a special economic zone during Chinese economic reforms of the 1980s, the Hong Kong bordering city has become an economic and tourist hub. Every list maker from Shenzhen is a self-made billionaire, with its second richest resident, Hu Kan-yan, working as a factory technician for 10 years before founding one of China's foremost real estate developers. Dongmun founder Frank Wang became the world's first drone billionaire in 2016, along with an early investor and his marketing chief, both Shenzhen residents. Number 7, San Francisco, $109.2 billion. The heart of America's tech revolution, San Francisco is home base for founders of Uber, Airbnb, and Pinterest. The region's influx of digital age companies has made it the most expensive city in the US. The entire Bay Area, including San Francisco and nearby cities, has 82 billionaires, still fewer than New York. One escapee, PayPal co-founder and Trump backer Peter Thiel, who moved to Los Angeles in 2018, reportedly for its greater political diversity. Number 6, Shanghai, $110.7 billion. As e-commerce surges worldwide, so do fortunes like Hurang's, which is tied to internet retailer Pinduoduo. All those online purchase items have created a massive package delivery market. Shanghai, also the world's biggest port, is home to 4 major package delivery companies, each with a pair of billionaires. The city's richest logistics duo is tied to Yunda Express. Its co-founding spouses, Ni Tianyun and Chen Liying, are worth a combined $5.1 billion. Number 5, London, $226 billion. London, with more 5-star hotels than any other city, is a mecca for the uber rich. While 20 Brits call the cosmopolitan city home, 35 expatriate billionaires from 23 countries, including India, Iceland and Russia, have relocated to London. 5, including 2 IKEA heirs, come from high-tax Sweden, more than any other nation. 4 are Russians, including Russia's richest woman, Elena Baturina, whose husband was removed as mayor of Moscow in 2010. And though he's not a resident, Chicago hedge fund head Ken Griffin bought a $122 million property just a 10-minute walk from Buckingham Palace this January. Number 4, Beijing, $193.3 billion. Beijing is home to China's 2 youngest billionaires, both products of the internet era, 33-year-old cryptocurrency miner Jiang Wu and 35-year-old ByteDance chair Zhang Yiming. The success of his $75 billion internet-era content creation hub has launched Zhang from the city's number 13 to the number 2 richest in just a year. He's only topped by Wang, whose fortune comes from real estate. Tech and real estate are the most popular industries for billionaires in the Chinese capital. Number 3, Moscow, $336.5 billion. Nearly 80% of all billionaires in Russia live in its capital, which is also its most populous city. Moscow is home to 5 billionaires sanctioned by the US Treasury in April 2018, suspected election meddler Oleg Deripaska, Michael Cohen-tied Viktor Velsberg, legislative official Andrei Scotch, former Putin Juda partner Arkady Rutenberg, and trained economist Suleiman Kerimov. Russia's Great Gatsby, as he's been called, Kerimov faced money laundering charges in France that were dropped in June. Number 2, Hong Kong, $335.5 billion. Housing prices in the city have quadrupled since the Great Recession, thanks to its government's tight grip on supply. The booming market has vaulted the fortunes of developers like Lee Shao-ki and Peter Wu, and 29 Hong Kong billionaires and half of its top 10 richest count real estate as their chief source of wealth. But a correction may be imminent. A Citigroup survey says that 50% of Hong Kongers anticipate a drop in residential real estate prices during 2019. Number 1, New York, $469.7 billion. Some Big Apple billionaires were born and raised in New York, including Estee Lauder, Ronald Lauder, JP Morgan Chase, Chief Jamie Dimon, and Highbridge Capital co-founder Henry Sweeker. Dimon and Sweeker are two of the 40 billionaires in the city whose fortunes were built in finance, the richest of whom is Cole Ikan, one of the few hedge fund managers to make money in 2018, and though the city's most famous landlord now calls the White House home, 17 other real estate billionaires live in New York City. That includes native New Yorker Stephen Roth, whose real estate company Vornado owns 70% of Trump's skyscraper at 1290 Avenue of Americas. But just like in London, NYC's priciest resident, a $238 million Central Park penthouse, is owned by out-of-towner Ken Griffin. He calls Chicago home. That's all for today. I hope you liked the video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you never miss an amazing video from us.